Activity 7, Representing Linear Relations. This is a part of Unit 3's Linear Relations. A number of schools across the province of Ontario participate in the 30-hour famine each year. In one school, each participating student must contribute a minimum of $25 to the campaign. In addition, students collect pledges from the community. The average amount collected from the community last year was $8 per pledge. Here we see a table of values with the number of pledges N and the amount contributed C. We can model this fundraising activity using a table of values, a graph, and an algebraic equation, all three of which are similar and we'll be able to see similar items. If they have 0 pledges, they had to contribute $25 to participate, so it would be $25. If they had 5 pledges, they would get $8 for each pledge, plus $25, so $65 contributed. For 10, we would see $105. For 20, we would see $185. For 50 pledges of $8, plus the original $25 minimum, you'd see $425. And for 100 pledges of $8 plus the $25 minimum, we would see $825 being contributed. In this case, first differences are not the same, even though the relationship is linear. This is because the independent variable is not increasing by the same amount every time. We see that it's increasing by 5 between 0 and 5, and between 5 and 10, then it increases by 10 to 20, then by 30 to 50, and then by 50 to 100. So we cannot use the first differences. However, we can use the rate of change. We need to consider the change in the values of x as well as the change of the values in y. We will use a new formula for calculating the slope of a line, or the rate of change. Our slope is equal to our rise over our run, or the change in our c values in our example divided by the change in our n values. We can say our rate of change is equal to delta c over delta n. The little Greek character delta just simply means the change in. So the change in the amount contributed goes from 65 to 25, and the change in the amount of pledges goes from 5 to 0. So we take 65 and subtract 25, and 5 and subtract 0, to get 40 over 5, which we reduce to 8. When we look at a graph of our table of values, we see the amount contributed being on the dependent axes, the number of pledges being on the independent axes, and the amount contributed being the title. The rate of change, delta c over delta n, tells us that the change in the c values of 40 matches up with the change in the n values of 5 between the first and second points. That's given by our 65 minus 25 and our 5 minus 0, which was our change of 8. We'll go back to our table of values and examine the rate of change between the second 2 points.